In this video, I'm going to be going over exactly how I was able to get this new 99 Mike Trout, who's currently going for 900,000 stubs without spending any money on the game. And I got this card literally just from flipping cards. So mainly what I want to be going over are just a bunch of tips that I would give in order to be maximizing your stubs from flipping, figuring out which cards make the most sense to flip, and then also go over how much you can be making each day from flipping. And make sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel. We're currently under 50 subscribers to 1,000 subscribers. Trying to get there in the month of September, so would appreciate if you guys hit that subscribe button, help me out there. So the first thing I want to say in this video, because this is super important to know, is that if you guys are choosing to flip cards, definitely download the MLB The Show companion app and do it there. Have notifications on because it's just so much more convenient, easier to flip cards on your phone, and you can get notifications on. So when your orders, buy and sell orders go through, you're going to be receiving notifications the second they go through, which is super helpful as well. But I feel like the number one question I get from people who are looking to flip is, what are you looking for? Which cards are the best to flip? So I think this is a pretty good place to start. And there's a handful of things that I look for. Number one, I personally flip player cards, specifically 99 overalls. I stay away from the sponsorships, equipment, all of that. I just don't even mess with it personally. So like this Prince Fielder is a really good one that I've been flipping. Even at the beginning of this season 4, I have been, you know, if I put in a buy order for like 12,500 on this Prince Fielder, and I put in a sell order for 19,405, which is you know, what it would be here. You know, I'd basically be making what, like 4,000 or 5,000 a flip on that card. So that's a really good option. That's one I've been flipping a good amount. And then like this Flying Dutchman right here, you know, if I buy this, put in a buy order, put in this sell order, you know, I'm basically making 6,200. If I'm getting a card for 12,200, 4,000, you know, profit right there in stubs for that Flying Dutchman, very good. But a lot of these other, like the Rhino set 2 card right there, as you saw, super good option because the margins on these cards is the key. So, you know, that differential between the buy and sell now price, it's got to be pretty big, you know, because that's where the profit's going to come from, right? If there's just a 2,000 stub difference between the buy and sell price, you're just not going to profit very much. But a lot of these cards are super good options. So margin on these cards is, you know, the big thing that I look for, right? But then the number 2 thing that I look for is the set of the cards. So like set 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Set 4 cards. So the active ones, like set 3 and 4, they're currently active and ranked. Everyone can use them no matter the game mode. Those cards I think are typically the best ones to flip because orders are going to be going through quickest, since they're going to be, those cards are most active on just the marketplace, right? Lots of people buying and selling them. So those are the ones I would typically focus on. But like I just said, actually the set 2 cards I've been having a ton of success with. So I would also try out some set 2 cards if I were you guys, because again, that has been, I mean, I've made a ton. I'll show you guys how much I've made in just a little bit, but then set 3 cards are really good right now. So this Elias Diaz right here, good option right there. So, you know, you kind of, Alex Gordon right here, pretty good option. I've actually flipped this guy quite a bit. And even just looking at this one page, you can pick out several really good ones to flip. Zach Wheeler, Grandy Man, Castellanos, you know, Vlad Guerrero Jr. Tons of good options right here. That Justin Morneau card I flipped quite a bit right there. Doval, not a bad choice. And before I get into the next point, I just want to show you guys some of my completed orders right here to show you guys kind of what I've been flipping recently. So mainly it's been, like I said, the Prince Fielder and the Flying Dutchman set 2 cards have just been unbelievable for me. So I'm letting you guys in on a little bit of my secret, what's been working well for me. And yeah, I mean, I've been making probably anywhere between like 4 and like 8,000 per flip on these cards. And they do go in slower because they're, again, like I said before, these set 2 cards aren't going to be, you know, going through as often as set 3 and 4 cards, just because not as many people are buying them. But that also means not as many people are putting in buy and sell orders for them. So mine's, you know, order has typically been the top one and going through, you know, just a minute later or whatever it's been. So not too bad. And I've been making absolute bank on those. So if you guys want to look at those set 2 cards, I would recommend it. That's not a bad choice. But then also what I'm looking for, so basically I mean, I've been touching on this quite a bit, but cards that really have go through quickly, right? So orders that go through quickly. And a good thing to mention here is that why I stay away from the equipment, the sponsorships, and all that is because, yes, some of these have really good margins on them, right? Like this one right here, very good margin, you know. You'd make quite a bit off of this flip, but also these orders, again, with this sponsorship, really good margin on this one, 9,000, 9.5K. But the issue is orders are not going through. And if someone one-ups your buy order, you're going to be sitting there, you know, for a long time waiting for that order to go through. And yeah, I just don't recommend that. Whereas like some of these other 99 cards from set 3, let's say, I put in buy orders for whoever it is, you know, Alex Gordon. I put in a buy order. Even if 1 or 2 people one-up my buy order, that buy order is just going to go through anyways in probably a couple minutes because there's probably going to be 2 or 3 buy orders that get completed every minute or so. So yeah, I'm still going to get that card. It's going to go through, whereas like a sponsorship or whatever, I'm just going to be sitting there for, 5-10 minutes waiting for an order to go through. So I don't even mess with that. Stick with these. So the speed of the, how quickly these orders go through is super, super important. And if you don't know which like set 3 cards go through the quickest, I would just experiment with some, flip a handful of them, see which ones go through quickest, which ones you have the most success with, and then keep flipping those cards, and then you can, kind of stay away from the other ones. But then another super important thing that I want to note too, and this is how I make a ton of stubs, right, is once you guys get a good feel for flipping cards, I would absolutely be putting in multiple buy orders for multiple different cards. So, there might be, 5 different buy orders that I have in at a time for 5 different cards. And my thought process here is that you're always going to be having, if this is the case, an order go through like every 20 seconds or whatever it is, right? And so, you'll also have time to be putting in those sell orders. And then as you're putting in those sell orders, more times passing, some of those other buy orders will go through. And you're always going to be having some buy orders go through. So you're basically always going to be completing some flips. And quite possibly the most frustrating, annoying part about flipping, and this is what draws a lot of people away, I think, but something that's important for you guys to know if you're relatively new to it, is that you're going to need to be sitting there and monitoring your buy and sell orders just to make sure your order is next in line. So when someone buys the card, your order will go through, right? That's super important. It is, like I said, probably the most tedious part about flipping, and what I don't know, it frustrates people, it draws people away from flipping, but trust me, if you get it down, if you stay on top of things, it is going to be well worth it. So if people occasionally one-up your buy order, for example, definitely, monitor it, one-up their buy order so you're first in line, and just keep doing that until your orders go through. That's the key on that point. But then if you guys are wondering how much I make per day from flipping, I flip most days probably, but normally at like random times throughout the day. Just whenever I get a little bit of time, I'll put in like a few buy orders, a few sell orders, whatever it is. And normally I probably make like around 50,000 a day if I do it this way, where I'm just putting in random buy orders at random different times, or not random buy orders, right? But at random different times, I'm putting in buy orders. And if I sat down and just tried to flip cards for 3 hours straight, I probably could make like 150 to 200,000 stubs for just a few hours of work. But, this is the way I do it. It's probably like 6 days a week I do this, maybe 5. If I'm making 50,000 a day, 6 days a week, that's 300,000 stubs from flipping each week, which means on average, that's 1.2 million stubs a month. So I think this puts into perspective just how good this stub making strategy can be. Once you guys get a good understanding of flipping, get some experience with it. If you guys have any questions or other comments, go ahead and leave those down below. But otherwise, I appreciate you guys for sticking around to the end and watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.